Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining in. This side, Rahul Magan here as the Chief Executive Officer of Treasury Consulting LLP. And today we are going to cover a topic about technical analysis of JP Morgan, number one bank, number one market capitalization bank in US. It was number two, but it has superseded Wells Fargo as number one because of the fact that Wells Fargo name has been put before the Senate for the anti-money laundering, which they did it via just opening 5,800 accounts without having the proper approval from the customers. And in that regards, a committee, in that regards, investigations are going on whether the probable anti-money laundering is possible or not. In my personal view, this is quite possible to have a probable anti-money laundering in that as well. But that is something which is not we are discussing here. So today we are covering the technical analysis of the JP Morgan, and the chart right in front of you is little complicated because this involved three things. Number one, this covers the Bollinger Bands plus minus 2 standard deviation. Second, it covers HV. HV stands for historical volatility. And third, it stands RVI. RVI stands for relative volatility index. So in that we are going to cover, we are going to do the technical analysis of JP Morgan. Now if you look at the chart of the JP Morgan, then we will get to know that the JP Morgan is facing a lot of volatility in the near term, especially in 2016. I am not saying that it is a very clean bank, but I would love to say that this is a lucky bank. Lucky bank in that regards that they also went to DOJ, Department of Justice, and offered them a huge billions of dollars of the penalty for their mortgage, what they did in the mortgages. But unfortunately, people have not taken this into serious consideration because no anti-money laundering was involved in that. But in the case of the Wells Fargo, the same thing has happened in the mortgages, and they are now before. In case of Deutsche, the same thing has happened, and now they are before the Department of Justice, and people are taking very seriously. And in Wells Fargo, the things went little negative note that the CEO of the company has to retire, has to resign from his position, and JP Morgan overtook Wells as number one, market cap bank of the globe. But if you seriously see today, just ignoring the chart which is right up front to you, then you will get to know that the banks, the American banks, are posing a very good result. I would strongly doubt that how come they would be able to post such a good result on the condition that economy is failing, market is getting highly technical. PIMCO said that it is almost impossible for banks to, it is not very easy for banks to hedge now. And last but not the least, PIMCO, that things are not going, the hedge funds are also losing on the currency derivative. In all that regards, the yield have fallen. There is no doubt that yield have fallen, and banks are reporting an exorbitant, beautiful income this quarter. On the condition that because of the fall on the yield, their trading desks have minted much more than they expected. I'm not sure that how did that happen. I'm not sure that how much yield has been fallen. I'm not sure how many bond they were carrying. Because of that, the effect of the yield was so much that now they are offering billions of dollars of profit. I was looking at the Goldman Sachs result today because it's declared today, and the report would be on the website very soon. It clearly suggests that Goldman Sachs did very well in terms of profits. And this is seriously a cause of concern which we need to check, because I really doubt that how Goldman Sachs would be able to manage so much amount of profit. Now, if you look at here, now relative volatility index, then you would get to know that JP Morgan received the volatility recently of approximately 80, which means a sell call. And I already told you that relative strength index and relative volatility index, these are the two indexes which can give which can give the fake signal anytime. It was a sell call, but it went higher and it turned out to be the buy call. How? If you look at the momentum strategy here, then we will get to know this is buy momentum. This is not a sell momentum. On the other end here, this is a sell momentum. So this is little something which is not telling or a kind of fake signal. But if you look at JP Morgan using historical volatility, because today JP Morgan share price is trading at 68, approximately 67.65, absolutely, approximately 68. And if we see that in July, JP Morgan was the JP Morgan faced a volatility of approximately 60% in the share price, and every month an approximate volatility in the share price of the JP Morgan is 20%. The proof is here, right in front of you. The proof is here that the absolute volatility in JP Morgan is approximately 20%. So JP Morgan stock, like 20%, if I take that if today you are trading at 68, 20% approximately means 13.6, then it can go 13.6 up, it can go 13.6 down on annualized basis. Now let us compare JP Morgan with the data sets which they presented to us. Now if you look at the last 3 data sets, now look at here, they declared the dividend of this quarter 0.44. The earnings were at 1.35. Earnings stands for the the EPS 1.35, and estimated was 1.26. So they did well. Here earnings was 1.55. They estimated 1.43. Here earnings were 1.558, and here estimated was 0.40. I seriously disagree with the numbers which JP Morgan and other American banks are showing, especially JP Morgan, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and could be some other American banks who are ready to show their figures of this quarter, because markets are not going good. Huge volatility is happening in the financial markets. I not been able to show that how these banks would be able to generate the mark-to-market profit on the holdings which they have, and if they able to generate the mark-to-market profit on the holdings they have, and if this mark-to-market profit will give them so much valuation that their earnings are getting rise by exorbitantly, it effectively means that something good is not going on, because of the fact that it means your holdings is very large. I put this in another way. If today JP Morgan, like last quarter JP Morgan, which was July, they declared that EPS of 1.55, and here they declared that EPS of 1.58. If we go two down, EPS 1.35. If we go 1 down, 1.35. If we go 1 down, this is the total EPS for the whole year. This was 4.32. Forget that. This is 1.54. It means JP Morgan over the period of the time has consistently maintaining the EPS of 1.5 approximately on a quarter basis. Now it clearly signifies that either something is not going good considering the kind of volatility situation we have, or the trading desk of the JP Morgan, which deals in the foreign exchange positions, fixed income market, equity derivatives, excuse me, interest rates, interest rate swaps and others, they are taking little higher positions. They are taking little higher positions which JP Morgan is not showing to anybody. And that was the purpose of the video, is to let you know that although the American banks are showing exorbitantly high profits, but we tend to disagree with the fact that these profits are seriously considerable, because of the fact that I seriously doubt that JP Morgan is able to show such a huge profitability in the books, considering the kind of volatility they have. And there are 3 questions before everybody who are watching this video. Number 1, can JP Morgan show us the exact holdings they have? I know they say that they have put this in the document and they are giving the quarterly earning, quarterly investor guidance, quarterly results, a short snippet, but quarterly result on their website. You can see that. Can JP Morgan let us know that how they are calculating the M2M and the mark-to-market valuations of the derivative instrument they are holding? And why using mark-to-market as saying everything, which is your derivatives, which your equity derivatives, and which covers everything. Third, can JP Morgan let us know that can JP Morgan let us know that if they are done, basically if there is no further scandal which is in place, or your books are audited in an effective way or not. So these are the very important questions that we have with everyone, right? And American banks are offering a very good result, and I strongly disagree that American banks are in a position to offer such a good results to everyone. But nonetheless, we cannot comment on the results. We cannot discount the financial statements they have unless we have the power to audit that. But certainly, one point which I would like to highlight for all American banks, those who are giving fantastic results this time, are they cooking their derivative valuation? And when I am referring derivative valuation, I am little straight. I am referring equity valuation, debt valuation, and provided capital valuation, and I am keeping all kinds of instruments into considerations for that. With this, we would like to thank you very much for your time and to watching this video. We are a little skeptical about the results which American banks are offering in the market, and I personally see that the way I'm not disagree with the fact that the banks are, the central bank's asset size has been grown to $21 trillion in the last 5 years. With this, the yield has fallen, and once the yield has fallen, this would give you a trading benefit. I'm not denying that this would certainly give you a trading benefit, but at the same time, I tend to disagree with the fact that the way you are going up here, the volatility, the relative volatility index, and the fundamentally speaking, the results which you are declaring, is these results are fundamentally true, or it is a matter of fact. Few things which we need to take into consideration, and I hope you like this video. You're welcome to connect with us at rahul.magan@treasuryconsulting.in. Our alternate email ID is info@treasuryconsulting.in. You are most welcome to visit our website www.treasuryconsulting.in. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon. Thank you and have a great day ahead.